What's up, everybody? Once again, it's your boy CigarMick coming with you with another episode of Cigars and Conversation with Apuffaminute. Yo, guys, today, as you can see, I'm just chilling on my own right now. I am in the official home of Apuffaminute right now, the Badass Mobile Cigar Lounge. You know, we're doing an event today on the south side of Las Vegas. If you've been watching, if you've been following us on Instagram, you know where we at. Get out here, you know what I'm saying? By the time this airs, it's probably going to be over anyway. So we hope to see a bunch of y'all showing up for motorcycles and cigars today. All right, so I'm gonna get right into it, guys. Today we are featuring Rocky Patel. Y'all know that me and Rocky go way back, man. He's a homie from back in the old days, man, when I was hanging out in Atlanta, you know. And Rocky got his lady out here, Rocky Patel Crystal, today, and we featuring a lot of their brands, man. As you can see right now, I'm on that number 6. You know, premium handmade cigar, man. That number 6, man, is real nice. This was actually released last, my God, man, I want to say last July or something at IPCPR. You know, it was the first time I was blessed with one of these. It's a go-to. It's one of those cigars that you always want to find in your humidor and whatnot, man. And as you can see, man, we also featuring the Rocky Patel ashtray, the Rocky Patel, you know, big lighter, and all of that good stuff. But I want to talk a little bit about what's going on in the world, y'all. You know, this week, man, it's been some remarkable things that have been happening, you know, and I would be remiss, man, if I didn't start with our girl Gayle King, man, and the comments that she made on CBS Morning Show when she was interviewing Lisa Leslie. You know, I mean, this is one of those interviews that set Black Twitter a storm, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody was going crazy, like, what is she thinking, you know? And to be real, man, there's no winners on this thing, you know. I'm upset, man, you know, about the direction, I should say, that interview took. It's crazy, man. Like, I don't understand. It almost seemed like it was an ambush. But I'm very, very proud of the other side of the coin of the way that Lisa Leslie handled it. You know, you wonder, man, like, okay, what was in Gayle's head? You know, is she the, you know, the hired assassin now to come against a lot of, you know, black men, you know, who have had some, you know, shadiness in their past, so to speak. It seemed to work out well when she did that interview with R. Kelly, okay? But again, R. Kelly was there. He was able to defend himself in that interview. You know, R. Kelly is still alive, you know, and again, you know, there's mixed emotions, man, you know, within the community about how you feel about an R. Kelly. But Kobe is gone. You know, Kobe can't come back and defend himself. And like Lisa said, there had been years and years and years. If the media really wanted to, you know, talk about that type of stuff, don't wait for a tragedy like this, man. Don't wait for a family to be in mourning before you start bringing these allegations back up, man. Things that have been dealt with years ago, man. So props to Lisa Leslie, you know what I'm saying? Gayle King, shame on you. And again, you may be a victim of the system, but understand that you're playing a role. You're playing a role that they set you up to play. And you could be upset about it after the fact, but nobody put those questions in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? You did what you thought was going to advance your career. All right? And ain't nobody giving you a pass on that one. All right? So I'm going to get off with that real quick. I'm going to go over to this whole impeachment deal, man. You know, is anybody surprised? Okay, is anybody surprised on the outcome of the impeachment? I mean, when you look at it, you knew from the gate that the Republicans were going to hold the line. You know, the only thing that really surprised me about the whole impeachment deal was how Senator Mitch Romney broke ranks, from his Republican, you know, Borg and voted guilty, okay, on the president for, you know, interfering with Congress, man, or, you know, whatever, whichever guilty one. I think it was on the interference piece or what have you, you know. But at the end of the day, man, that took some real guts, man, regardless. I mean, he chalked it up to his personal beliefs. He chalked it up to the fact that, you know, his religious values, you know, but whatever it takes, man, it takes some real integrity, man. It takes a very strong firmament to go against the crowd, to go against the grain, man. That's the problem with America today, man. We all want to be, you know, in the mix, man. We want to flow in the direction that everybody else is flowing. So for somebody to stand up, for somebody to go in another direction, knowing that he was going to be vilified, knowing that he was going to be attacked, knowing that he was probably putting his family in danger. And you know how crazy, Mr. Trump gets, man, when anybody goes against his personal will, man. He's a target. He got a target on his back. But he went into this knowing what he was getting into. So I just got to say respect, big ups. You know what I'm saying? I was extremely surprised to see that happen. Other than that, no surprises. The whole impeachment trial made for some great TV. It was entertaining at times. You know what I'm saying? It was like a good drama. But at the end of the day, nobody's surprised with the outcome. Right now, we have to endure listening to Mr. Trump say, hey, it was a perfect call. I was totally exonerated, so on and so forth. And that will be the order of the day, probably from now until the election comes, But if there's any takeaway from all of this, you got to ask yourselves, guys, does democracy still exist? I want y'all to think about that for a second, all right? Because anytime you have somebody who is in power, right, who, again, we assume that he's elected, right? It doesn't matter how you get to be in power, right? Whether it's a birthright, whether it's an election, or what have you. But when you have somebody who is in power, right, for the will of the people, but that person is not subject to the will of the people, right? That person is not subject to the three branches of government, right? Be that, the other two branches, I should say, be that Congress or, you got the deck stacked on the legislative side, I'm saying on the judicial side with the Supreme Court. So there's no resistance there either. And you got to ask yourself, man, where are the checkpoints right now? If there's anything that this man wants to do, who can stop him, right? In 2016, you heard me say, we may have just witnessed the election of the last American president. And I'll paint a scenario for you guys straight out of the annals of science fiction, straight out of the annals of some, TV drama, made for TV movie. But it could very well happen. Okay? Who's to say that in this next election, Trump will probably be reelected as president. But after that, okay, do you realize that he has the power to declare martial law and suspend any further elections at that time? Do you realize that, thus keeping him in the seat of presidency? You think I'm making this up? Look at what's happening in Russia right now, okay? Look at Vladimir Putin, okay, and the things that he's doing right now to redefine the Constitution so that he can continue to stay in power. It's actually happening. And you think that our president is beyond studying that playbook. I'm just saying, guys, food for thought. Think about that one. All right? All right, family. The last thing I want to say before I get out of here today, man, is check out this coronavirus that's hitting the world, man. This pandemic, this alleged pandemic that's hitting the world right now. And when I look at this, man, they say that it started in Hunan, China, or Wuhan. My bad, Wuhan. Hunan is the chicken I like, but in Wuhan, and it's just crazy, man, because they say that same virus is found in bats, and I was told that bats was actually a delicacy that's also out there in that same province in China. So again, man, however this thing started, man, it's something that we all need to be aware of. I think the after effects of it is something that really, makes me take a closer look, because at the end of the day, man, you've got families, man, you've got neighbors, you've got people who are mistrustful of one another because of the possibility that they may be carrying a virus, man. I heard a story earlier this week where students, at the University of Illinois, man, some exchange students for China, who used to ride to school together, won't even ride in the same vehicle. So it's crazy, man, how something like this can come up and just cause distrust among people. At the end of the day, if you really want to separate people in the world, man, you do that first along racial lines, then you do that along health concerns, and both seem to be working very, very well, in the world today, especially here in the United States, man. So again, man, we've got so much that's going on to divide us, and not enough that's going on to bring us together. I just wanted to bring that up, man, give you guys some food for thought on that thing, man. Don't be fearful. You know what I'm saying? The body is designed to heal itself in all things anyway. So just know that, and just maintain a positive attitude about yourself. You might have noticed, I think a week or so ago, I did an interview with a company that was in the e-cigarette industry. And they had just got off the plane from China. I wasn't worried, nor should I have been. But some people may have been, just based upon the fear mongering that takes place in our media today. So with that, guys, listen, it's your man, CigarMick. It's been another Apuffaminute, Cigars and Conversation. I've enjoyed, having a chance to talk to you. I hope you got something out of this episode as well. As you can see, I'm still here, chilling in the new home of Apuffaminute, the Badass Mobile Cigar Lounge. We're about to get into our event later on today, so I'll be shooting some footage from that. Until then, guys, listen, fellas, if you haven't gotten your lady, all right, a Sister of the Leaf Apuffaminute t-shirt yet, and ladies, if you haven't gotten one for that cigar smoker in your life, shame on you. Come on, y'all, peep out. That's a sexy shirt right there, okay? It's a sexy shirt. You're never going to find a better value for, what they're selling on. Go right now to the website, www.apuffaminute.com/shop. And you'll see that there along with a new feature hat. Listen, guys, all of these are limited edition. You know what I'm saying? Once they're gone, okay? And then we'll move on to the next. But I'm encouraging you, support Apuffaminute, collect the whole, the whole collection as they come out. You know what I'm saying? And we appreciate your support, because that's what helps us continue to do what we're doing. All right? Other than that, I'm your man, CigarMick. It's another Apuffaminute. This is what we do. We are not just blowing smoke. Peace. And I'll see you next week. I'm out.